Hey church, Pastor Brian here, and I want to tell you about a series that we're starting next Sunday. I want to make sure you get geared up for this series. It's going to be 5 weeks long. We've been working on it for a couple of weeks now, and we can't wait to share it with you. We're calling it Spiritual Warfare, and here's what we're going to be talking about throughout this series. Spiritual warfare involves both everyday life and otherworldly battles. You know, some of you might already be thinking, what in the world is this series going to be about? I don't know anything about spiritual warfare. I've certainly never been involved in it. Well, you're going to see in this series, starting next week, that this is actually something that every single one of us deals with all the time, whether you know it or not. We're going to introduce these three concepts: the world, the flesh, and the devil. And it comes from Ephesians chapter 2. It says there, you were dead in the trespasses and sins in which you once walked, following the course of this world, there's the world, following the prince of the power of the air, there's the devil, the spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience, among whom we all once lived in the passions of our flesh. There's our flesh, carrying out the desires of the body and the mind. So let me give you just one practical example of everyday spiritual warfare that you've probably all experienced. The Bible says not to let the devil get a foothold by letting the sun go down on your anger. Now, maybe you've done that before. You were angry at your spouse or your kids or whatever, and you didn't deal with it right away. And over time, it turned into something bigger. That's actually an example of everyday spiritual warfare. And we'll talk more about that and all kinds of other weird, creepy stuff as well as we go through this 5-week series called Spiritual Warfare. You can preview it at pursuegod.org and make sure to invite a friend to join us next week.